Hey everyone, my name is Riley, and in this video we will be discussing whether or not you actually need an LLC for your business. Many entrepreneurs debate this when starting out, and I want to help you clear up the confusion and guide you on whether forming an LLC is the right move for you. I will be covering what an LLC is and how it works, the benefits of having an LLC when you don't need an LLC, and how to form an LLC if this is the right choice. I will also introduce you to my recommended LLC formation service that makes sure you are compliant and also offers guidance if you ever need help with tax or legal questions down the road. As always, if you do decide to use my recommended service, I may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you, and I have thoroughly researched all of these options and I trust this service to provide top-notch support. So first things first, what actually is an LLC? An LLC, also known as a limited liability company, is a business structure that combines the flexibility of a partnership with the liability protection of a corporation. With an LLC, your business is a separate legal entity from you, which means your personal assets like your car or your home, these are protected from your business's debts or lawsuits. This legal separation can be a huge advantage, especially if you're worried about legal risks when you are running your business. Some key benefits of having an LLC are, of course, the personal liability protection. LLCs also offer flexibility in how you're taxed, so you can opt to be taxed as a sole proprietor, a partnership, or even an S-corp, which gives you a lot more control over your tax situation. Having an LLC is also going to give you a much more professional image because as this is a recognized business structure, this can help establish credibility with customers, clients, investors, and you have a recognized legal business structure in place. Also, LLCs can be much more attractive to potential investors or partners as this structure allows you to bring in investors, it allows you to issue shares, and it allows you to add more members to the business. With that being said though, an LLC might not be right for everybody, and here is a few situations where you might want to skip an LLC. Firstly, if your business is more of a side project or a hobby with little to no income, an LLC may not be necessary, and you can always form one later down the line if the business grows. Also, if you are just starting out and you are not sure if the business will take off, it might make sense to hold off on forming the LLC and for now just operate as a sole proprietor. Now, if you decide that an LLC is right for you, forming one is actually easier than you might think. Here is the basic process. Firstly, you need to choose a business name. So this is very simple. You just need to make sure that the name is unique and it complies with your state guidelines. The second thing that you will need to do is file the articles of organization. So to do this, you just submit the formation documents to the Secretary of State in your area. Step number 3 is going to be appointing a registered agent. So a registered agent is a person or company who receives legal documents on behalf of your LLC. Step number 4 is creating an operating agreement, and whilst this isn't required in every state, this is highly recommended because this document is going to outline how your LLC will be run, and it can also prevent future conflicts, especially in multi-member LLCs. Step number 5 is going to be getting your EIN. This stands for Employer Identification Number, and this is essentially the social security number for your business. Having an EIN is required to open a business bank account and file taxes. From there, step number 6 is just to remain compliant, and you also may need certain business licenses depending on your industry and the state that you are in. With that being said, if you are ready to form your LLC, I highly recommend using a company formation agent like Bizee. With Bizee, they take care of everything for you, from filing your LLC formation documents, providing a registered agent for the first year, and keeping you legally compliant. This makes the whole process a lot more seamless and stress-free because you know that everything is filed correctly. So if you're ready to make this official and file your LLC, let's jump into my screen and I will show you step by step how to register your LLC with Bizee. So to get started with Bizee, just click on the top link down in the description and it's going to take you over to this page. So from here, we just click on Form Your LLC Now. And on this screen, all we are going to do is select the entity type, which is going to be LLC. And then we can select the state that we want to form this LLC in. So from here, I will just select New York in this example. And at the top, we can see the mandatory state fee that you have to pay to the state. And then this bigger number is the price for the Bizee package. So with the state fee, this is going to change depending on the state that you are in. If I just scroll through all of these states, you can see that this is going to change depending on the fee that your state charges. but the Bizee packages are going to remain consistent in their price across all states. Now, the package that I would recommend is the standard package because this includes all of the main benefits that we can get from Bizee. So with this package, they are going to prepare and file the articles of organization. We get the free registered agent for the first year. They will also sort our EIN business tax number, which is like the social security number for your business. They will draft and set up our operating agreement. And then down here, we also get lifetime compliance alerts to make sure you are always compliant, and the unlimited phone and email support. So if you have any questions later down the road, you can just give them a call. So this is the package that we want with the standard, and we can click right here on get started. And then all we have to do is go in and choose an LLC name. So if I go for Founders Finance right here, we can then choose a designator at the end and how we want this to show up legally. And we can see right here that this is available because we have this check mark. Now, in some states, not all states, we have to go down and provide a business purpose. Whether you have to do this or not just depends on the state's requirements. But once we have filled that out, we can then go to this next page. So on here, Bizee is going to ask us, do we want to pay $50 for this expedited filing time? So we can see if we do pay this, they will file the business in 4 days. Otherwise, we have to wait 4 weeks. So it really just depends on how quickly you need your LLC setting up. But we can go ahead and select that if we want this. And then right here, we want to enter in your contact details as the person who is forming this LLC. Once this information is entered, we can go over to the next page. And in here, they are now going to ask if we would like to use our own address or whether we would like to use Bizee's virtual mail service. So the difference between these is if you go for your own address, this address that you provide to the state will be listed publicly. So if you do have some privacy concerns and you don't want your address to be out there publicly, we can use Bizee's virtual mail service, and on legal documents, it will show up as this address that Bizee owns. The way that you will receive your mail and the way you will receive your documents is they will go ahead and scan this in and they will email it to you. So this is fantastic value at $29 per month. We can select this if you would like, and then you just want to go down and enter in your contact address. From here, Bizee will then try to upsell us with this package. So with this, you get a contract library of 25 contracts and also a business phone number. Once again, this is completely optional. You definitely don't need this, but it's there. So I'm just going to say no thanks for now. In here, this is where we are now going to add the members of our LLC. So however many members you are setting this up with, we just select this. I'm going to go for 1, which is myself, and then we can go down and we can add the information right here. This is where Bizee are now going to offer us the registered agent service. So this is fantastic value. The fact that we get this the first year for free, we definitely want to go ahead and take this. So we can just go to the next step. And in here, this is now where we are going to apply for our employee identification number or our EIN. So in here, we can just autofill these details. And then we have a choice of the identification number, which will be used to obtain the EIN. I recommend going with a social security number because an ITIN is going to add delays. As you can see, this takes up to 12 weeks to obtain with an EIN. So a social security number is much more highly recommended. Bizee are then going to ask if we would like to bank with one of their partners. So once again, this is optional. You definitely don't have to do this. So I'm just going to go down and say, ask me later. And we also get offered a free tax strategy call. So with this, there's no strings attached. This is completely free. So we are definitely going to go ahead and take this. And then on this next screen, we get an order summary right here. So you just want to go through and carefully read this and make sure all of the information is accurate. And then we can go down and click on next. And then the final step to this process is going to be entering in the card information that we would like to use. Click on agree right here, and then we can complete and pay. So this video should have given you more clarity on whether you need an LLC or whether to remain as a sole proprietor. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to smash that like button and tap that subscribe button. And until next time, take it easy.